welcome back. I've got two chords for you today which I just find absolutely beautiful and so incredibly easy to play and really interesting what you can do with them. So let's go straight to which chords they are. This first chord, so I've got the first finger on the second string at the 4th fret, and then these two at the 6th fret on the 3rd and 4th strings. I don't tend to play my my 6th string on this chord. I do play the remaining 5. What a beauty. What we have here, so the 5th string is an A. It's an A chord. On my ring finger is the major 7. Under my pinky is the major 3rd. Under my index finger is the sharp 11, or the sharp 4, but in the upper octave. And then the top string is my 5. So I've got these top 2 strings. Oh, dirty. A semitone away from each other. So they rub. But when I'm picking it, beautiful. So that's an A major sharp 11. And we're taking advantage of 2 open strings, which makes it so incredibly easy to play. Now for the other chord, all I'm going to do is move my first finger from the 2nd string to the 5th string. So this looks like a power chord. This is a power chord played on its own. We've got C sharp. We've got the 5 and the octave. The thing is, on this I'm playing my open 2nd string, right, which is a B. Now that B is the flat 7. I'm not playing the top string. If I play the top string, then that makes this a C sharp minor 7, because the top string is the minor 3rd. So I don't at all, none of these soloing suggestions I'm making, or very few of them, only some of them, none of the interesting ones will work if you play the top string. So I'm just playing the middle 4 strings. And that means we've got a sus chord there. So the whole thing, I'll play it so you can see both hands. Oops, bit of a fluff at the end there, never mind. So I've played that on my acoustic, and I've popped it into my looper, and that's the 2 chords. So easy to play. So what works? What works? Well, this is interesting. A major sharp 11 chord just on its own. It's one of the few chords, well, I guess on its own, it's defining what the key is. Because the sharp 11 is a sharp 4. Sharp 4 is Lydian. So this is A Lydian. The relative major is E. You play A Lydian. And what I'm choosing to do is take this position here, which is my C sharp minor. So I've got E major, C sharp minor, and that's what works over that chord. Now, the moment I go for this C sharp sus, because there's no 3rd, I can treat it as a dominant chord. And And when I do that, what sounds great is Phrygian dominant. So C sharp, Phrygian dominant, root, flat 2, 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7, and octave. So let's just show you how that sounds. I'll put a tiny bit of drive on, pop the lute on. So what I'm doing is over the A major sharp 11, I'm playing E major or C sharp minor, and then over the sus chord, the C sharp sus chord, so it's got root 5 and flat 7, I'm treating it as if it's a dominant chord, and therefore I'm going for Phrygian dominant. So something that I realised, and once I realised, meant that I could very easily find my way around my guitar neck with Phrygian dominant. So almost a bit of a hack, really. In this key, so C sharp Phrygian dominant, the hack is to notice, it's to use arpeggios. So as long as we know where a C sharp is, so there's a C sharp. We take that C sharp and we take semitone up, the D. Then those two arpeggios between them contain 6 of the 7 notes. The only other note we need is a tone down from our root, C sharp, down to that B. So if we take that B and the notes of C sharp and the notes of D, then we've got the whole C sharp Phrygian dominant scale. So let me give you that in a... let's see, ways that you might know. Do you know this arpeggio? That's just root, major 3rd and 5th. So, that's all the notes of C sharp Phrygian dominant. Think about your A-type bar chord. So, there's a C sharp. You just take the 3 strings there, the 4th, 3rd and 2nd, and there, D. I know that's my C sharp, so that's my other note, so I've got... Really easy to find. One more example of you using this little tip. So right up here, this is my 12th fret, so that's E major. So there's C sharp and D. So we've got and so that's my B, that's 1 tone down from my C sharp, and I'm just outlining these chords. And so I'll just do that with the loop so you can see how easy it is to swap between E major and C sharp Phrygian dominant. And I could just stay in E major. Or so I can just stay because that C sharp sus7 could have a minor third or a major third. I can treat it as if it's got a minor third. I just stay in C sharp minor, E major. That's going to work fine and dandy. But I can drop into C sharp Phrygian dominant when I treat it as if it's got a major third. I treat it like it's a dominant chord. So I hope that tip helped by using these two major arpeggios to easily find your way all around the neck in Phrygian dominant. Maybe not all around, but you know, you can cover a lot of your neck if you know those two. Well, it's not even two. You just need to know a major arpeggio, and then do it in C sharp, and do it 1 fret higher, wherever you are. And then you can solo freely around those arpeggios and using those arpeggios. Yeah, I hope that helped. So it's easier to consider what not to play rather than what to play with this, to be honest. So let me compare C sharp minor and C sharp Phrygian dominant for you on the guitar, because I don't know about you, I find it quite difficult when I'm listening to someone just rattle off note names. I find it a bit hard to follow what they're saying as a guitarist who works mostly in patterns. So let's take this octave. I'm starting C sharp. This is C sharp minor, okay? C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, and B. Now, if we compare that to C sharp Phrygian dominant, we haven't got the flat 2, we haven't got the flat 3, we've got a 3 and a 4. So these notes are F and F sharp. And then we've got this second string is looking exactly the same as the C sharp minor. Okay, we've got the B and the A and the G sharp. So it's the top string is now instead of. So whereas with the C sharp minor, we're going to be at 9th, 11th and 12th frets. And with C sharp Phrygian dominant, we've got so you can see on the top string, Phrygian dominant, Phrygian dominant, E major or C sharp minor, E major or C sharp minor, Phrygian dominant, Phrygian dominant. So can you see we've got all those notes to play around with? And that's, so between those two scales, we've actually got 9 of our 12 notes. In total, we've got 12 notes. And with those scales, we've got 9 out of 12. Then also, if we take this note of G here, you know, we're never going to play G. In relation to E, that's the flattened third, right? And we're in E major, or C sharp minor. You know, we wouldn't think to use that note unless we just look at, say we look at this C sharp, let's strip it down to a pentatonic. Then we can see that this is actually the flat 5. So we wouldn't play that G like sitting on it, but it's the flat 5 as a blues note relative to C sharp minor. That works fine and dandy. So we've now got 10 out of 12 notes. Ah, well, if we look at this C note, once again, when you're looking at, say, E major, because this is box 1 of E major, then you think, well, no, I'm not going to play that note. But if we regard that C in the context of F sharp Dorian, okay, F sharp Dorian, or simply, so F sharp Dorian's the second mode of E major. It's obviously got the F sharp minor pentatonic in it. So if we go for F sharp here and think minor pentatonic, we see that this C note, as we just did with the G note, this C is the blues note. It's the flat 5 in that F sharp minor pentatonic. So that gives us 11 of the 12 notes. So therefore 11 of 12 notes are safe over this C sharp sus chord. The only note that is particularly spicy and maybe an avoid note is A sharp. So simply don't be flat and you'll be fine. Do you see what I did there? A sharp, B flat. No, that was bad. Yep, shouldn't have done that. Okay. Anyway, the remainder of this video, I'm going to pop this loop on and you can try this stuff out for yourself, okay? I suggest that you sit in whatever mode you know best relative to E major. So it might be the F sharp Dorian. Lots of my friends, they know the Dorian mode best. So if you were going to go F sharp Dorian, then you can just do that all the time. That'll work fine. And if you want to get this lovely spicy sound, which is using the Phrygian dominant, relative to the F sharp, that will be F sharp harmonic minor. So your 1, 2, flat 3 are exactly the same as the Dorian. Your 4 and 5 is exactly the same as the Dorian, but now you have a flat 6 and a major 7. Whoops, sorry. So you got over the backing. enough of me talking. I hope you found that useful, and maybe see you tomorrow. Take care.